Henrik, we're here. We've looked at the i3 already, which is part of the eDrive concept. This obviously is more a sports car.
Obviously.
But again, it's all about keeping the weight very low to optimize the power.
This is the key element, because at the end of the day we are trying to solve the contradiction being super sporty and dynamic on the one hand and super efficient on the other hand. And so this is the reason why we are able to see here a concept car of the BMW i8, which is a super sports car, meaning acceleration 0 to 100 below 5 seconds, top speed 250 kilometers per hour. So you see really sports car genes, and this on a consumption level below 3 liters on 100 kilometers.
Okay, and sort of range on this sort of car would be what?
The pure electric range is approximately 35 kilometers due to a high voltage package which is located in the center of the car. Which is
so again, that's about keeping the center of gravity low.
Exactly.
and
50-50
grounded.
weight balance is a super key element with regards to super sports cars. As
And
you know.
all BMWs.
Exactly. So this is why we have located this high voltage package in the center of the car,
Okay.
very low, very center, because it's by itself already 100 kilograms. So, and this is the engine source for the electric engine on the front axle.
Okay.
So this is a electric front-wheel drive, so to say.
Okay.
And then in the rear you have a 3-cylinder turbo combustion engine with more than 160 kWs. So this is the reason why it's so sporty.
Okay, so and again, presumably the engine then is charging the batteries when it's not pulling down
Exactly.
power.
So the recuperation, the energy is of course a key element, that we have a perfect energy management in the car. And we try to use it as efficient as possible, and this is also why we are trying to have the most sporty design in order to be as best as we can with regards to the CW value.
Yeah, and obviously that's helped by the fact that this is a coupe. We saw a Spider version earlier in the year at Geneva.
Right.
This is now takes over the mantle of the BMW concept. The reasons, obviously, there's a lot of glass in the roof and everything else, which keeps the drag coefficient very, very good. But obviously, that has payback in terms of the performance and everything else.
I mean, this is, I have to say, a concept. We are in the middle of the production process. We are going to launch this car in 2014 already, and therefore it was for us an excellent opportunity not only to share it with the audience here, also to see how are the proportions, the design elements looking like in total. And we are still in the development process, and we will adjust here and there, of course, but in general it's very close to the serial program, and with regards to the materials and glass, there's still room for change, adjustments and so on.
This is always a problem with a concept car. It has to go through various sounding groups to find out what is approved and what is not approved. And it's always slightly less radical than a concept. But obviously in 3 years' time, it'd be interesting to see what you end up with.
Yeah, I mean, we started the communication with a vision, efficient dynamics in 2007 already. And this is the next step. So here you see already that we are far closer to the serial model. And 2014 is almost tomorrow, and this is why we are almost there. It offers still room for imagination, of course, but in total, with regards to the architecture, we have a clear idea how the architecture needs to look like, as described, with a carbon fiber cell in the center and the source for the weight reduction which we need in order to be able to integrate the heavy electric drive in the front.
I noticed there's some things that we've already seen come to market with cars like the McLaren, where you have this style of opening door allowing you a huge access, and a lot easier access than you would see in many sports cars. That's obviously a key factor that we'd love to see retained, but again, hopefully it won't get designed out.
Yeah, this is something we are very proud of, because this is the only car where you get access to the front seats and the rear seats.
Yes, for sure.
And this is something we want to keep, and which we do love too much than to delete it again.
And do you think you'll be able to get sort of a reasonable level of luggage space and other things to make it more practical than some supercars?
Yeah, everyday practicality was of course also one element by designing this car. You have 2+2 seats. The rear seats you can also use for your golf bag if you like. You have also a luggage compartment, an additional one. So it's of course not a van, but for a sports car it offers enough practicality and for the everyday usability.
You say this huge area of glass above us is amazing, and it gives access to front and rear. I don't think I've seen that on any other concept, since the Lamborghini Marzal in 1960 odd. It's huge.
it's huge, and therefore also very practical, because the difference is to the Maserati here you have access to the front seats and to the rear seats very, very easily. And what is also very practical, it's connected to the A-pillar, as you can see, and therefore even when you sit inside it's very easy to be reached and open and close there.
And a lot of space here to get your legs in and out of the cockpit.
Exactly, it's very easy. I've done it a couple of times and I can assure you it's very, very practical.
And what do we see from the traditional BMW cars that are currently on the market? Do we have things like iDrive and all the other BMW accoutrements?
Yes, of course. Driver orientation is a key element here in terms of connectivity, practicality, and you see it in terms of functionality with the iDrive element here in the center console. And what I do appreciate most is the very fantastic driver orientation. So you're sitting like in the cockpit, and already the form is towing you on the streets, and it's a very emotional design which is connecting the driver perfectly with a street.
And amazing visibility as well. Just looking through the car, it'd be hard to find many sort of dead black spots there.
Exactly, which is always a challenge, especially with a super sports car design with a relevant low point, and therefore the A pillar and the C pillar. So therefore we try to achieve a very comfortable view, that you always have a perfect side view, rear view, front view, which we do believe is also a key element.
And talking of sports cars, because you've got a rear tunnel put through, which isn't really needed, but it makes you feel more enveloped like a traditional sports car.
In this case, the central tunnel is definitely needed, because it's the energy source for the electric front engine, which means we have the alloy front house, so to say, where the electric engine is located, and then there it starts already with a battery pack which is going through, and there's the high voltage energy source for the electric front wheel drive located.
And what would you anticipate to be the lifetime of a battery pack?
We do believe that it's a key element, and right now we are with our partners in the development process in order to offer the most sustainable and also the most reliable electric power source, because this is a key element. When somebody's not really believing in it, cannot rely on it, we have an issue here.
Yes.
So this is something why we have a very strong focus, not only on the design of the car, also with the infrastructure and the relevant components. And until the launch in 2014, we will make sure that it's the most reliable energy source you can find on the market.
Fantastic. Well, thank you again for your time.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.